In the Inca Andes, the concept of death is not defined as the moment in which the body stops breathing. It is a long process that includes the approach to the act itself and continues after the exhalation, when the dead continue to inhabit the world of the living. Thus, the Andean dead are most correctly defined in the Quechua word huañuc, mortal. The Quechua word huañuy, to die, was used to mean completely and perfectly, and does not mean the absolute end of human existence, but rather a new stage. Death is a gradual process and does not end when the body ends. This long process can be identified in a number of conditions that are considered temporary death or near death, deep sleep or coma, fainting, drunkenness or near death. Huañuc is an intermittent process that marks the passage from vital and fresh, but also formless and changeable, to the unchanging type of existence typical of very old beings, an analogy with plants, animals and people passing from living states tender, succulent and rapidly changing, as is the case with tender plants and babies, to heavy, very long-lasting states, such as dried bark, trees, elderly people and mummified ancestors. The state of huañuc ends with the final mourning rituals that transform the person into a permanent, or consecrated, ancestor. During its transformation, the non-corporeal aspect of the deceased is prepared to embark on a journey that ends in a reunion with the ancestors, in their ancestral home. On the other hand, the concept of vital principle or vigor of the anima, which in Quechua is known by the terms upani or camacuan. During the colonial period we also find the terms anima and alma, as in animaculata, spirits of the dead. Guaman Poma described the spirits of people from Calasuyu and Cuntasuyu who left for Puquina Pampa and Corupuna where they would unite. Even today, in Cuzco, Corupuna Mountain is known as the land of the dead. It is also believed that the world of the dead included farms where they continued to sow and till the fields because they were hungry and thirsty. Thus, food and drink were periodically offered to the dead. In the 17th century, Cristobal Hacamalca reported that the increase in the death toll had caused an excessive increase in the ancestral world, such that the distributed fields, topos, had reduced to the size of a fingernail. As in the past, this is still believed today, with some variation from region to region. The belief in a land of the dead, with fields and crops, continues. In Sanco, a community northeast of Cusco, they say that the ancestors, Machacuna, ancient people, live in a world parallel to the modern community. Their potato fields occupy the same place, in another dimension, as the local community's fields. Although inhabiting another dimension, the dead continue to exist in close association with their remains. The Incas respectfully cared for their mummies as sacred, and contemporaries act in a similar way. In rural communities it is common to see the skull of an ancestor, high on a shelf, watching over their descendants. They also consider that it is very dangerous to let a soul not reach its destination. If something goes wrong she will return to the community. The anima could cause terrible illnesses, accidents, and appear before the imminent death of a relative or friend. Thus, unfortunate episodes are attributed, not to the individual, but to the malevolent nature of their anima. Not all anima reach their destination, the ancestral world. The souls of sinful individuals cannot leave the body and are condemned to wander with their putrid flesh rotting outside of it. These creatures are known as kukuchi and resemble, in Western tradition, those condemned to remain in purgatory, or to wander in limbo. The kukuchi are condemned to roam the glaciers. They are greatly feared for their desire to eat human flesh. The key point of everything I'm saying is precisely what determines this journey through the world of the dead, whether the crossing will be satisfactory or not. This is the Akachaka or bridge of hair. Akachaka is a narrow, thin bridge over a wide river, made of human hair. There are those who maintain that there is a pack of black dogs there, and it is not difficult for some communities to kill the dogs described in this way when they are found. I must confess that I would have liked to have found more research material to present a better account of this crossing. The crossing of the bridge of hair, Akachaka, appears to be the most described and known aspect of the dead man's journey. The crossing is considered very dangerous and human help is necessary. Offerings of human hair are burned so that the anima can successfully cross the bridge. It is also believed that the crossing of the dangerous Puka Mayu, Red River, also called Yawar Mayu, River of Blood, is made by the spirit which, in this case, is transported by black, brown, or spotted dogs. The world of the dead is the same place as those waiting to be born. During burial rituals, clothing, food and drink are offered to the deceased for the journey. They proceed along underground rivers and climb 3 levels within a mountain, before reaching their pacarinas in the highland lake. The 3 levels relate to the 3-year journey, hence the need for 3 annual ritual banquets by the community to feed their dead. The role of dogs seems to be very relevant when it comes to Yawar Mayu, the river of blood. Those who treat dogs well while they are alive have better luck in counting on their help to cross the river. Not only can dogs move between the realms of life and death, but they are also able to see the souls of the dead. On the other hand, unfortunate souls can take the form of black dogs and visit their living relatives at night. To conclude, in an analogy between the world of the dead and that of the living, I would quote the Peruvian ethnographer and writer José María Argudas, who gave his message when talking about the word Inca. Inca does not just mean the emperor, Anqa, according to him, the true form is written with Q, is the name for the original model of each being, according to Quechua mythology. Thus, human miniatures can be more powerful than giants, as they are capable of containing the power of all ancestors in each individual. If the Incas are right, the prophecy of return is about to be fulfilled, in 2033, when Pachacuti will complete 500 years of destruction. To continue following this fantastic search for the sacred city of Paititi and the return of the Inca, subscribe to this channel. Like, comment and share. Inca greetings.